Welcome to episode 19, Inside the GMHL. Joe Todd with you. I know it's been a long wait, but the wait is over. You can see why. That was a long walk. So here we go, episode 19, Inside the GMHL. Joe Todd with you. Joe Todd here, as we said, episode 19, Inside the GMHL. Playoff wrap-up edition with Bob Russell. We're at the head office. I've been trying to get here all year.
Hey, good to have you here.
This is where the magic happens.
You're welcome here anytime.
I appreciate it. And we've got all the trophies hanging around us, and it's a good atmosphere. This is where a lot of decisions are made, right here at this table.
Well, we used to have our owners' meetings in here, but there's only 14 chairs here.
You got a little big for that.
So we're a little bit too big now, and we normally will go to a hotel and rent a room there and have a little more formal meeting.
Makes sense.
But it's nice here.
Yeah,
we have a lot of our meetings in here.
Yep.
And we've been here in this office for 3 years.
Wow.
And we like it. It's central to the league.
Oh, for sure.
So it's easiest for Ken to get around all the teams from here.
Mm-hmm.
And we enjoy it here.
Excellent. Playoffs are done. Congratulations are in order to the Niagara Whalers.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve Quinn did a great job this year with his team. He's got a lot of good players there. One of the best teams ever.
Well, look at the recruiting. We've got 4 lines deep.
4 lines deep.
4 lines deep.
Yeah.
Scoring.
Several ex-major junior players.
Yep.
And these guys weren't just major junior players who showed up and sat on the bench there.
Right.
Some of these guys produced in major junior level, and they did very well there. And a very good team, one of the best ever. We have our discussions in here with different owners.
Of course.
They're put up there right with the best teams of all time in our league, and you know we've got 3 or 4 that stand out over the years, and that team's right there with the best.
Not a single loss in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How many times has that happened? First time ever?
First time ever.
First time ever. You're hearing it here, folks.
Even the year
First
the
time ever.
Rattlers went 42-0.
They had lost in the playoffs.
They lost a game in the playoffs.
The Cinderella Steam last year.
Yeah,
Lost in
right.
games to Kingsville and
Yes.
others.
So yeah, no. When they had to turn it on, they could.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of power up front. Some real good defensemen. One of the best defensemen the league's ever had in the league, and just a good overall team. And with Terry Masterson coaching there, they did a great job this year.
Absolutely, and we called it the parity season all season. It definitely wasn't a parity playoff.
No.
Except maybe the Civics and the
except the Northern Division winners.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I think that game went 7. Anyone could have won it. Both teams showed very well, but Perry Sound won it out. And you could see in the finals they were burned. They were tired. At least they looked that way
Yep.
to me. And Niagara looked like they had lots left. But I think this year we've had years where we have 2 or 3 teams stand apart from the rest. This year we had 1 team basically stand apart from the rest.
Absolutely. I mean, they were first overall.
They were first overall, and they really dominated in the finals. And we've never had a team dominate that much in the finals.
In the finals. In the
Once
season,
you get
but not
there,
the finals.
you got a couple of exceptional teams.
Yeah.
And this year we had several good teams, several very good teams, but only one that, in my opinion, really did stand out.
I think it was known from the beginning.
Yeah, as one of the best ever
Yeah.
in this league, and hey, kudos to them. I hope their kids do well next year. I hope some of them go pro. I'm sure they will, and we'll see.
Might have been a different story if Perry Sound didn't have to go 7 games. I mean, they were up 3-0, Perry Sound.
Yeah,
Up 3-0.
New Tecumseh. That's right.
Yeah, and New Tech came back.
That's right.
So that would tire you out.
Well,
I don't care who you are.
You can see it.
I don't care who you are.
I don't think they were as deep as Niagara, though.
No, I don't think anybody was.
No, and none of their lines were. The Niagara's top 2 lines, I think, were probably the best lines in that series. I'm not putting anyone down because Perry Sound had some exceptional hockey players, but just calling it as I sees it. I think Niagara had a powerhouse.
And the goaltending?
Goaltending was good. So was Perry Sound's.
So was
You
Perry
can't
Sound.
blame their goalies.
I think around the league we had some great goaltending this season.
Well, at this league, you have to have a good goalie to compete.
Absolutely.
It's so much scoring here, so many scoring chances every game, a lot of offense, and kids from other countries come over here. Some good what I call first wave hockey players,
Right.
and you better have a goalie that can take 50 shots because that's what you're getting in most games against the good teams.
Absolutely. No question. I mean, that's what it was. Even some of the great goaltenders, they were getting 50, 60 shots, and that's where they'd lose the game. Not
That's right.
the first 40.
No,
It's
and
the
it's
50,
not
60.
poor goaltending.
Nope.
It's just not exceptional goaltending. And in this league, we have some exceptional goalies.
Right.
And I'm going to say most of the first stringers in this league are exceptional. And you really see it in the finals. If your goalie's not spot on, you're going to lose. Except for this year.
Yeah.
Niagara's goalie's exceptional goalie, but I don't know what the shots were, the scoring chances were, but it was 2-1 at least, maybe
Yeah.
even more
Maybe
for
more.
the whole series.
Yeah. So we've got next season coming up,
Yes.
and it's going to be a little different. We're 21 teams as we speak right now,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
we're bringing in 3 new teams. And we've talked about them, but I just want to
Yeah.
kind of go
Yeah.
back into that a little bit and remind people of who's coming down the pipe.
Well, 3 are confirmed
Yeah.
formally in, one is Fergus Force,
Fergus Force,
owned
Marshall.
by Marshall Uretsky, a long-time owner in the league. I think he had a team for 7 years here, and he's got a good town now. He's really happy with Fergus. Mayor supports him. Like we've said before, the minor hockey
Minor
supports
hockey
him.
supports him. He's supporting he's doing a tournament for them, I understand. He's hosting it or something.
I don't know that
Yeah.
personally, I don't know, but hey, all the more power to him. I mean, he's got great support, and that's what you need. He's got billet families, he's got all kinds of volunteers, he's got everything you need to have a successful team, and I think he'll do well there.
Absolutely. I might be mixing them up. It might have been another team, but one of those 3 teams. So it's nice that Hockey Canada's getting, the support and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's him. I think it's Fergus that has support from minor hockey. And when you get that, and you have a junior team, you really can do well. And hey, I hope he does exceptional this year.
And that says a lot for the league. I mean, this is a wrap-up show for the season and the playoffs, but, 11 years. I mean, you guys have worked your tail
Yeah.
off to get where you
Yeah.
are today.
Finished 11 years. The first 3 or 4 were touch and go there,
Yeah.
like I think most businesses might be.
Yeah.
We weren't sure from one year to the next how many teams we would have, if we would have teams. Fortunately, we've established ourselves, and we've got some exceptional owners now, some exceptional hockey's going on here, and you really can call this junior A hockey
Yeah.
now because we've got a lot of good hockey teams. In fact, we finished the year, I don't think we had a bad team. We had a few teams that might not compete with the best teams, but we didn't have a bad team at the end of the year. And going forward, that's our goal for next year, to start the season with every team competitive.
Like
Hopefully
we
that's what-
finished the season.
Like we finished this year. Yes.
That's a great goal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've also got Wyerton Schooners.
Schooners,
in.
yep.
They're treated as a new franchise because Joe Zeal folded his team.
Previously the Rock, for those who don't know.
It wasn't transferred, it wasn't sold, it was folded.
Okay.
So a new group came in, the mayor had called me, and she said, we have great support here if the teams run well. We just hope you'll leave the team in Wyerton. And a challenge there, new owners. We're gonna give them all the help we can, and to make sure they have a competitive team, and I think they will, because they're into it big time. They have a full supporting cast now of volunteers in the community, 7 or 8 people. They're already recruiting.
Yep.
They're using tender cards, they're going out there and getting players and signing players to tenders, which is real important, because a new team, it's the only real way they can protect the player before our draft.
Right.
So they're doing it the right way, and I wish them luck, and we're gonna help them along the way. A lot of the teams in here feel like we're kinda like in it together.
Oh, absolutely.
if
And
you
it should
have
be
a-
that way.
Yeah, if you have a lame duck or a team that isn't competing, it makes everyone look bad. So as we've become established, a lot of our good, strong owners feel that way. Let's get a bunch of good teams. Let's make sure every team's competitive.
Well, we saw that this year with Meaford. They were helping out a team that was struggling, and
Yeah, me for
we're gonna
several
see that.
teams.
Several teams.
We
so
had
for sure.
many teams help
Many
other
teams.
teams this year, and
So-
in fact, it's an oddity for it not to happen now. I mean, you still compete, you still wanna kick ass when you go out there and play the
For
game.
sure.
I mean, no, it's competitive.
Absolutely.
On the other hand, you're gonna help the guys get strong teams. You wanna,
Well, it really helps their business too. I
well,
mean,
yeah, I
mean, it isn't.
have a team, and if I'm playing another team, I wanna win by a goal or two.
Yeah.
I want a team that's playing us and competing against us. I still wanna win, but I wanna win by a goal or two. I don't
That's how
wanna
you
win by
grow.
10 goals.
You're not going to grow winning 10-1 every game.
That's right. And how many fans wanna see a game like that?
Exactly. So, one more team.
One more team, Ville Marie Pirates.
Yes.
Michael Roy is president. He's coming here for a seminar next week. We're very happy to see that. He's got a long drive here, but again,
Yeah, a lot of people don't know where that is. Can you explain that to us? Where
Ville
that
Marie,
is?
it's
Not in
about-
Ontario.
No, it's Quebec. It's very, within an hour, it's an hour further, 45 minutes further than Temiskaming, and into Quebec. But Temiskaming's happy to have them because they
Well, yeah,
got
that's going to
close
make a big
rival.
difference for them.
Yeah, this is another group that put a,
Well, a great
Michael
team
Roy
together.
is the president, but they've put a group together of 8 or 9 executives that are all contributing. They're going out and getting recruiters, so they can compete, and they've seen Temiskaming as a model. And in fact, a couple of them, I believe, had some involvement. One of the owners, I think, son was on Temiskaming last year for a while. And, they're doing it the right way, and that's what we have to do nowadays, if we're gonna bring in new teams.
Yep.
This is one of the first years we've actually turned down teams.
Wow.
And,
That's saying something too.
well, yeah, we wanted to grow, now we have our size,
Yep.
we don't need it, but hey, if it's strong growth, we'll
Well, for
grow.
sure.
If it isn't strong, no, let's keep it competitive.
So that makes a big difference. You did in the past. Like you've admitted it yourself. It's not
Yep.
me calling you out here saying
No.
that you've made mistakes. The league's admitted, you personally have admitted there were some
Yep.
mistakes made. But as I've always said, and I've said it on this show, there's no mistakes in life, only lessons as long as you learn from them, and that's exactly what the league did.
Oh, and we enjoy
It's part
every
of your
minute of
growth.
it. Of course, that one year I mentioned it probably a dozen times, that we brought in too many teams, and we're careful with it now. We have 3 new teams this year, we might have another one.
Yep.
But if we bring in anyone in, we're bringing in people we know can run a successful organization.
There's those check marks on the
You
page.
gotta have that, yeah. Like you say, if you have the check marks, support from the community, support from the mayor, support from the rink staff, minor hockey, investors and so on, volunteers, you have all those things. You
Sponsorships.
got a successful team,
Yeah.
because we have a successful league.
Absolutely.
Most of our teams are successful, and no one's running away making all kinds of money, but you gotta pay the bills. So most of our teams,
100%.
we try to show them, and many of our owners help one another. You don't wanna lose too much money. You gotta at least not lose.
Yeah.
And that's, most of our teams are accomplishing that now. But you can see the ones that didn't.
Yeah.
There were 2 or 3 last year that financially couldn't make it. It wasn't the amount of players on the team.
No.
They had full squads.
Yep.
It was financial pressures, so.
But then you got a team like the Steam that, they struggled in the beginning,
Yeah.
but they really turned it around. And I have to give them a shout out. I have to give them props.
And they had the, financial wherewithal to get through it. They came in, they were good owners, they were
Treated their
financially
players like gold.
responsible.
And they fed 'em.
Like I heard they fed their kids after the games.
That's
and
right.
I've never heard of
I
a
never
team
got that
doing
meal, but
I've never seen
I'll
it
talk to
before.
Dino about that.
I've seen it on road trips on the way
Yeah.
to a game.
Yeah.
I've seen 2 times a year where
Yeah.
you'll have an event after a game and say, okay, guys,
Right.
the meal's on the team, but after every game, after every home game, I've never seen that. And real good owners there.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, we talked about, how we help each other. I mean, I think a lot of owners need to kind of look around and see what's good on some other teams. And not necessarily the food part. I mean, that's a big cost. But, I mean, I think they do that as well.
Yeah.
See what's successful,
You're right.
I
Joe.
want to be a successful basketball player. I'm going to look at Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. I was talking to Ken about it earlier today. The teams that help one another, they're successful, but also if you get into this business and you do it part-time, your results are going to be the same.
Yeah.
You're going to have trouble. You might as well treat it as a hobby because it's going to come back that way. It's an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
You don't mind spending $60,000-$70,000 on a hobby. Well, be my guest, but
Absolutely.
I can't afford that.
Spending on my hobby too.
Yeah, most of our owners, they have to at least break even, and the way to do that is you're at it full-time. You have full-time people running your team, at least one, working all hours of the week, filling a team and doing things the right way, and then you'll survive. We show that at our seminars to the owners. The biggest mistake people get into here is if they come into it part-time and think that people are just gonna show up on your doorstep and play
Yeah.
for you. No, you gotta put the hours in.
Yeah.
You gotta reach out to the hockey market and get your players that way.
And I don't want to throw this out negatively. I want to totally throw it out positively because I think it's important, and we've talked about it off camera. I mean, with these 11 successful years, you know, and these new teams coming in, and it's almost like a new team every season too, because you're not always getting the same players. It's a whole new. It's almost like you're a new team because you still have to recruit. You still have to recruit.
Every
It's
year.
not. It's not the big leagues where you have these players for
That's
5, 10, 15
No,
years.
no. If you get 8 or 9 come back, you've done well.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they have to look at the whole aspect of it. And what I've seen this year is, they really, I think they really, on a positive note, they need to step up on the camera. They need to step up on the video quality of the games.
We were talking about that
We were
earlier,
talking about
Joe, and I'm old school. I don't know much about that stuff, but people like you have shown us that it is important, and that's the way we've decided to go here. And convincing all of our teams to do the same thing is something we want to do. And you're right.
And we're here to help. Again, we talk about help.
Yeah.
We're here to help. Like myself and my team from inside the GMHL are there to help. We've got Nathan Kennedy. We've got Connor Johnson. They're both going to school for this, but already have a fountain of knowledge with it. Obviously, we've proven that from you've seen the quality of this show. You've seen the quality of the Rattler show. There's another great quality video out there. Games is the Predators. I'm sure if you kind of I've met that owner. They're very helpful when we went there. I'm sure if you branch out to us or branch out to them, we'll get your footage to the next level, because what that's going to do in return is help you with recruiting. It's going to help you with the parents.
You're talking about Rob Turnbull there.
Yep.
With the Toronto Predators, and I mean, it shows at the other end. He's got a successful team. He does well every year. He doesn't seem to have any trouble recruiting, and why would he? Parents love watching the games.
Absolutely.
He shows because he does a good job doing it.
That one's, I don't want to use the word overkill, but for lack of a better word, it's overkill because, that's NHL quality. That's incredible. But, you look at, the Rattlers quality, you look at some of the other, quality in the league, that's where we need to get to. There's got to be a minimal standard to help you, not because we want, something to do, me and my team. I really believe that that's going to help the league. I really believe it's going to help the league.
No one's making big money from this, including you. You're just trying to help, and you put a lot of time and energy into it, and it isn't all for bucks. I know that. I can see it.
Yeah.
Because I've been involved with you.
Yeah.
No, it helps the overall quality of the league and how we're presenting our product to the people, and it's absolutely necessary as we go forward if we're gonna become stronger every year.
Exactly, and you might be thinking, oh, Joe, I don't have $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to spend on equipment. We can get you started with $500 worth of equipment, $300 worth of equipment, and really change that quality around. So I won't spend a lot of time on that, but definitely look us up inside the GMHL on Twitter. We got Facebook inside the GMHL. Reach out to Connor and I. We'll get you to the next level, because the GMHL is on the next level, and we need to bring the video up to that quality. But we've had some great awards this season too.
I'm glad you brought that up,
Yeah.
Joe. I wanted to congratulate a few people.
Yeah.
Carl Leiden, leading scorer with 129 points for South Muskoka, did Great job catching up and passing everybody.
Yeah,
He came into his own the last half of the year and just steamrolled over everyone.
absolutely.
Did a great job winning the scoring championship. Also, Reagan Yu, the most
Talking to
goals,
you, Yu.
60 goals, outstanding on London for Jeff Seal's team. Did a great job. Kassan Delzawi, Rattlers forward, 83 assists. Did a way overachieved in our eyes. We didn't know he'd get that many points. Did a good job. TJ Sherwood
Yeah,
got basically all the
like
goalie
the episode
awards.
Back from the Dead.
Yeah,
Even
goals
though he was
against,
counted out, he came back for
Yeah,
sure.
look, I wrote down here, he's got most wins, shooting percentage saves, and goals against average. I mean,
That's with his
he won it
concussion
all
break.
with his little break there, and,
Yep.
and he finished very strong, and the league's proud of him, and he did a great job. So I want to congratulate those guys. Also, Ryder Murray, breaking the assist record at 212. I think he ended up with 258.
Yeah.
We'll be presenting, I don't know if he can make our banquet and awards night, but if he can make it,
Yeah.
we'll be presenting him with a plaque. As we will with someone else that's one of
Someone else. Big congratulations to Bubba, otherwise known as Dennis. I can never say the last.
Denis Lacourse.
Denny Lacourse, and Bubba. Congratulations, Rob Leonard. You worked hard. You were on his tail, and you're a 2 years in the GMHL. Bubba was what, 20?
Oh, Bubba's been here since day one.
Day one.
They did leave the league and went in the north for a year or two,
Yeah.
but came back, and Bubba's been here the whole time.
So, Rob Leonard to be on his tail, pretty darn good.
Rob
so
did a great
do not sell yourself short, Rob Leonard. Incredible.
I hope
Incredible race.
I hope Rob comes to the golf tournament as well, and banquet we have. As I hope Bubba can go, because we have a little award presentation there for him. And you'll be
Absolutely.
involved in presenting that with myself.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the next show, by the way, is the golf tournament award.
Yep.
It's going to be a good show because we're going to see this guy on the links.
Well, there's a lot going on there. You know, we have
You wear a kilt, right?
I
From
wear a
the
kilt,
original.
that's
Yeah.
a dress, as some of the
Dress.
guys call it. No, I'll
traditional golf
I'll
uniform.
probably play 9 holes.
Yeah.
And the rest play 18, of course, but I'll probably play 9, and then I try to help Ken and we get ready for the night. And after the golf, the owners get together, we give out the awards.
Yep.
Joe, you're a stand-up comedian this year.
Yeah, again,
Looking forward to
round
that.
2.
We have a nice dinner,
Yep.
and it's a fun night. That's the one day of the year that everyone can have fun and
Absolutely.
enjoy one another. And then the following day,
And then we
is
present
the
our
draft.
Whalers and the draft.
Oh, we give all the awards out
Yep.
that night, and the rings, which is probably the most exciting part of the award presentation, the rings. Seeing these kids put on that big thing looks really good.
It looks really
They
good.
love it too.
Absolutely.
We have kids come from other countries just to accept that, so it's going to be fun. And then the next day gets a little more serious. We have an owners meeting followed by our draft, and that's our banquet and golf draft weekend.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you'll be on the show. I'll be on the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Rob Leonard and Bubba throwing the awards out. It'll be a good time.
Oh, you have a lot of
Episode
owners
20.
on there, I'm sure, and some
Episode
players
20.
even, because
Yeah.
they come out too. And we got some exciting things going on our website next year. We have a new program there, we call it Power Rankings, where we're gonna reach out to scouts and recruiters around the world, NCAA schools, CIS schools,
That's
pro
exciting.
teams, and we're gonna have a rating system right on our website. And
Awesome.
can't go to too much detail on it yet, because we're
Okay.
just working out
Yep.
the rough edges now, but it's
But
gonna
as the
put
developments
us,
come, we'll keep you updated.
well, I think it's gonna put us above the rest,
Nice.
because the players are gonna actually see where they're ranked. Any recruiter will be excited, any player will be excited to see this more, I guess, more actively supporting them going to the next level. And you know, everything's going along well now. We've got teams registering players now through tenders. It's important that you protect players. You talk to a junior kid now, and most junior players have had 5 or 6 different teams talking to them. If you're in our league, tender them. That way, no one in this league can touch them.
There you go.
That's the safe way to go.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it, folks. Episode 19. We thought we'd keep it a little bit short for you today. The final thing we're going to talk about, Connor's pushing me along there. I know he's got to go. But we had a big announcement. Last episode, I kept everybody hanging. And we had a big announcement that Joe's leaving.
Oh, Joe who?
Joe Todd, this guy.
Yeah, Joe, I heard you're leaving the Rattlers broadcast.
That is correct, in the Bulls.
In the Bulls, but you're going to concentrate on inside the GMHL.
I really think that this is important for the league.
Yeah.
And I want to get my complete focus on inside the GMHL. It's been fantastic with the Bulls and the Rattlers.
Hey,
but
you did a great job for us.
Thank you.
I own those teams.
Yep.
And you did a great job for us, and you know, I know you'll do a great job with inside the GMHL, as you did this year.
Absolutely.
And you got better as you went, too, I gotta say that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All this time you've been here, you've learned a lot about hockey, but what I like most is you reach out to the players, you get involved with them, and
We had a little fun.
Well, I think every player in this league knows you. and
I think a
that's-
lot of people know me now.
What more do you want?
Absolutely.
You're marketing yourself very well, and we've had a lot of fun with you.
Excellent. Well, episode 19, the wrap-up edition for Joe Todd and Bob Russell. We
And
thank you
Connor.
for
Thank
and
you,
Connor.
Connor.
We thank you for an incredible
Yeah.
first season. We're going to bring it to you a little bit in the summer, but we'll come back strong for second season of Inside the GMHL.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, there you have it. I was going to turn the lights down low, but Ken said I can't do that no more. No more sexy voice. Sorry, it can't happen. But that was episode 19. We talked about who's getting some awards. We congratulated the number one team, in the league at the end of the season, and then, of course, in the playoffs as well. Undefeated Niagara Whalers. Great job. Great job to all the teams, though, making it an incredible playoff. And this has been episode 19, so there you have it. I'm leaving. It's bittersweet. I love play-by-play. It seems people enjoy my play-by-play, but I really want to focus on inside the GMHL because I really believe that this is the next level of the GMHL, is quality video. So make sure you reach out to us. Twitter is Inside the GMHL, Facebook.com/ Inside the GMHL, and make sure you reach out. And we're going to have a great second season. We're going to give you some tidbits here and there throughout the summer as much as we can, but the next episode is going to be at the golf tournament. Really exciting. So we're going to be there. You'll see me as a stand-up comedian, and we just really appreciate every single one of you. And I've said it before, it's all because of you, the fans. I have come a long way, but it wouldn't be anything without you guys, and I really sincerely appreciate that. We almost hit 1,000 views on the show before last, almost 600 or 700 on the last one. So we're just doing absolutely incredible, and that's because of you. So thank you so much. Joe Todd, Inside the GMHL, episode 19. We'll see you soon.